Борбата на синдикатите с насилието и кибернасилието в света на труда в рамките на насърчаването и прилагането на Конвенция 190 на Международната организация на труда. Това е темата, на която даваме приоритет в рамките на тазгодишното издание на женското училище на Перк. То се провежда в сградата на КНСБ. Welcome to our studio, to CTube Studio, and let me ask you to introduce yourself to our audience first.
Thank you for your invitation. I'm Isabel Šьomан. I'm Deputy General Secretary of the ETUC, the European Trade Union Confederation.
So I have some questions, and my first questions to you, two major problems, violence in the workplace and pay inequality directly affect women, putting them at a disadvantage in the world of work. Are they getting worse, or are we moving towards solving them? What do you think?
I think it's a very valid question. It's a difficult one indeed, and I think we have two answers to that. Yes, unfortunately, it's getting worse, but indeed we are looking to equip the trade union movement to make the difference for women at the workplace. So indeed, what we've seen in terms of pay transparency, for example, that the gender pay gap is still of 13% in general in the European Union, and this is a real problem. We have to close that gap, in particular because it impacts negatively women. It has an impact on their daily life, and of course it has also an impact when they will go and retire. And of course here we clearly cannot support any wage gap when it comes to the value of work. It's equal pay for work of equal value, and this is what should be the rule and the principle in the European Union. So here we have a directive that will be very helpful to equip ourselves and to oblige employers to put the numbers on the table and to make sure that women are equally paid as men for the same job. When it comes to violence at the workplace, this is, I would say, one of the very difficult questions we have to face. The increase of domestic violence, the increase of cyber violence, the increase of violence at the workplace, including physical but also psychological violence, including also sexual harassment. It's not acceptable. We have to fight against a kind of normalization of violence in society, and in particular against women. Indeed, some of the Me Too movement, for example, have changed the perspective on these very appalling situations by which violence against women seems to be, the normal.
And I would like to ask you, what is the European Trade Unions Confederation's vision for overcoming these problems?
So clearly, when it comes to violence, we should equip ourselves and be in the lead on addressing the issue, on equipping our affiliates, our members, with the necessary tools and mechanisms to stop this violence, to prevent this violence. And of course, the best way to do it is to make sure that we have a legislation that is implemented, and second, that we have collective agreement that clearly address the issue and find the solutions whereby the trade union are involved in the solution setting mechanism. When it comes to pay transparency, of course, we have to make sure that the obligations businesses and employers have to comply with are respected, and should they not be respected, there should be sanctions, and of course we should be also able to monitor the way the pay transparency gap is peu à peu closed.
Do you think women are sufficiently aware of their rights at work and the mechanisms through which they can protect themselves?
I do think that women are well aware of the discriminations they are facing, and they are also well aware of the fact that they are attacked, in particular in times of crisis, in particular when certain political movements like far rights are on power, their rights are attacked. It's one thing to be informed or to be aware, and it's another thing to be active or to be supported and to be protected. And I think this is where the trade movements comes in. We are setting the protections and we are giving the support to those women workers to be able to face situations, but to be able to prevent them. I think this is one of the most important things, to prevent violence against women.
And one more question, and I think it's very important. What is the way to break the silence on violence in the workplace?
It's important to speak out. It's important to rely on the trade unions at the workplace, at the sector level, even at the national level. It's very important to break this silence and to break the silos we are working in. And it's important also to put in place the right procedures and mechanism to protect those women and to give them the possibility to have a safe space for them to be able to live, and even at the workplace to ensure that we have the possibility to protect them and to offer them the necessary measures so that they can live correctly.
And my last question is from a woman to woman, but what if I'm afraid?
It's normal to be afraid. And of course here everyone will be afraid facing violence at the workplace. It's important, after being afraid, to be reassured that you are not on your own. And I think this is exactly where we come in as trade unions, and that we are there to support you, to protect you, and to make sure that this violence stopped.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me.
Thank you so much.